getting a satellite image of Poland Village and measuring out these 500-foot restricted zones from each boundary. But if you picture it in your mind's eye and think about the layout of Poland Village and where certain things are situated, it may very well be that these businesses are banned anyway. I think when you start sending out that 500-foot line from these boundaries, there are going to be very, very few areas of this village where such businesses could be located. But again, without an extensive examination, I would have to believe that there is some hole out there, some hole in the zone where one could slip in. Finally, taxation. Interestingly, House Bill 523 does not address the taxation of medical marijuana. They haven't decided what the rate will be. I'm going from memory, and I want to say that in Colorado, they were taxing it at a rate of about 26 to 30% by the time all was said and done. But I would suspect that when the final version of the rules comes out next month, you're going to start to see, maybe not necessarily the final tax rate, but you're going to see the breakdown of where they expect portions of the tax to go. I think you'll be able to add up those distributions and see at least a base tax rate before Columbus decides what the final tax structure will be. And again, questions that are still out there will be subject to state and local taxes and several other quite interesting ones that are lingering out there that we'll have no idea about until at least next month. So that actually concludes some of the highlights and the portion of my presentation. And I'll be happy to answer any questions that may have crept up in your mind as we were discussing this. Or
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
So, do we as a public entity have the right to pass this ordinance to keep it out? And we can't be sued for doing that?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Yes. No, there's no liability. There's no concern along those lines at all. Did everybody have an opportunity to read the ordinance that Jay put together?
No.
You didn't? Maybe we should put that up and go over that.
Might be a good idea. I haven't
Let's do that.
Well, I haven't reviewed so.
Well, you're in the Congress. But you're going to do the...
I thought we were both going at the same time.
Are we on the same subject, you mean?
On the same subject.
Are we allowed to extend this into August?
Well, yeah, it would just be a continuation of the same meeting, essentially caucus.
Public hearing.
Yeah, caucus would start late.
Okay.
Is there any square footage restrictions on dispensaries?
At this point, no. I expect that's something that's going to be set forth in the rules.
So, for example, if the Old Stone Tavern wants to become a dispensary, it's 160 yards away. It's more than 160 yards from the school.
Right, but it's still within 500 feet of the library.
That's actually something.
That's
So no, but there's no minimum or maximum square
The
footage.
Walgreens for 21.
Theoretically, yes.
The old post office.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. There's these holes out there, and we could certainly contact Mahoney County GIS, and I'm sure with some time there.
500 feet sounds great until you look at yards. That's only 160 yards. That's not.
Yeah, it's a football field in each direction, football field and a half.
So we could probably cultivate in the forest, right?
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
There we go.
That's it. We should have said that.
Maybe the August show.
Can we move this?
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Now, Dawn
Should have power.
growing up, and I don't know, but going to a restaurant, like back in the 60s.
Yellowstone cabins.
That was a restaurant.
Yeah.
Dawn says she remembers when
So I did pass around a couple of documents. I just wanted to build upon what Jay presented. Thank you, Jay, for that really thorough, up-to-date.
Those slides on
Mine, that's what I want to see.
No, that's yours. Oh, that's weird. My presentation's still on her screen, although it's projecting hers.
So, this is on the, more on the Ohio Medical Marijuana Control Program. And I wanted to touch upon a few things that Jay mentioned about the 60 dispensary licenses through a competitive selection process. They're going forward in Ohio. They'll be required to report to the Ohio Automated RX reporting system in real time. Employees who work at these, thank you so much. Okay. Employees who work at these dispensaries will have to wear licensed board-issued IDs while they're on the premises. They'll have to develop a policy for education for parents, patients, and caregivers. Dispensaries will be required to pay a $5,000 application fee and a $70,000 biennial licensing fee. So I wanted to bring you up to date on the dispensary district development that is currently being debated. This closed, and the comment period just closed on Friday. They'll establish rules and regulations in other state medical marijuana programs. They'll consider patient populations. They'll consult with regulators in other states. They'll look at Ohio's population. They'll look at existing compliance resources for the medical board and access to major roadways. Well, that's really interesting because of our major roadways and our state highways that all converge in the village, we may be exempt from even being available to consider this. So the compliance regions include Mahoning County is divided. South of Mahoning, obviously, is Columbiana, which still falls in Northeast, but below that is Jefferson. Mahoning and Columbiana counties would be proposed to only receive 3 dispensaries apiece. So if you look at Mahoning, which is a little blurry on your side there, it is colored red. It would be Northeast District 6, which would include 3 dispensaries. And if Columbiana would be a concern to you because of our proximity to that county, they would also receive 3 dispensaries. As Jay had mentioned earlier, he had mentioned earlier the ailments that would be considered in qualifying conditions. Go from here. There are AIDS, amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, Alzheimer's disease, cancer, chronic traumatic encephalopathy, Crohn's disease, epilepsy, seizure disorder, fibromyalgia, glaucoma, hepatitis C, IBS, multiple sclerosis, chronic or severe pain, Parkinson's disease, positive status for HIV, post-traumatic stress disorder, sickle cell anemia, spinal cord disease or injury, Tourette syndrome, traumatic brain injury, and ulcerative colitis. So the medical board on last report, according to my sources, which is the Ohio Governor's Office, Medical Control Board, they are still adding to the list of possible ailments to this, ailments that could be reviewed and included. That's pretty much my update without all of my bells and whistles. be able to show all of you. The timelines are pretty consistent, but it was going to be September 8th of 2018 as the date at which everything would kick into place. And we recognized the MMCP, which is the Marijuana Prevention Control Program, created 2 levels of cultivator licenses with different production capacities. Level 1 is up to 12 licenses prior to September 8th. Level 2 is up to 12 licenses prior to September 8th. Talk about expenses. It's a $20,000 licensing fee. The fee for level 1 applicants is $20,000, and the fee for level 2 is $2,000. The application process for cultivators has already closed. It closed for level 2 June 16th, and for level 1 it closed June 30th. The federal government prohibits doctors from being able to prescribe marijuana. Patients must have a recommendation from a certified physician, and physicians who want to prescribe it have to apply for a special certification. Do you remember ever going to a pharmacy and having a narcotic prescription? Did any of you ever need that for anything? It was a regulated drug, and you had to sign in with a certain code. The pharmacist had to write it up and then send all that reporting to the state. So I'm looking at it like it's a similar process. A survey done by physicians says that they're less likely to prescribe medical marijuana to a patient with a qualifying condition. And I know my audio visuals aren't catching up with me, so I'll just end it right there because I know you guys have other things you want to hear about. And there are copies of this report floating around too. I'll put it back up on the Poland Village later.
Thank you, David.
Does anyone have any questions on that?
Adjourn the special meeting.
Okay. Okay, motion to adjourn the special meeting.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, it's now 7:05. We'll go ahead and start a caucus. We're going to start with the girls first. Let's do that first. Want to do that? All right, Mr. Delegates, are actually Coleman Girls World Champions Softball Team Proclamation. Congratulations, ladies. Mayor, you want to get everything?
Where are you going to stand there? He's going to come right over there.
I want you to read it.
Good job.
The plain paper copies, you're going to give those to the kids for now. We're going to duplicate that later.
So where's the plan? Okay.
Okay? And then we'll duplicate that later.
So you need to sign these on?
You don't have to sign over these.
No. We'll give them the copies of the signed ones in a couple days.
Okay. So we asked that you were a broadcast journalist. You read that and pass these out to the girls.
Oh, thank you.
Missing one?
Who's not here?
Okay, so we're missing one when you allow numbers for the document.
Oh, who is it?
We're going to get
Julia.
the official. This is basically Julia Lake is not here. Where's Marty? Congratulations, ladies.
Thank you.
On behalf of the Village of Poland, we'd like to read your resolution. I know you've been on the circuit getting around to all the government entities. I think you ladies need to run for office one day. A resolution established to honor the 2017 Poland U14 Junior League Softball World Champions. Whereas the Poland Girls U14 softball team competed in the 2017 Junior League World Series Softball U14 Division Playoffs, and whereas the Poland Girls U14 softball team concluded the World Series playoffs by winning the Junior League World Series Softball Championship. Now therefore be it resolved by the Council of the Village of Poland, County of Mahoning, State of Ohio, that the Council of the Village of Poland, Ohio, and Mayor Tim Sycophus do hereby congratulate the Poland U14 Junior League softball team for all of its accomplishments. That the Council of Village of Poland, Ohio does recognize players Brooke Bobby, Connie Kugris, Lexi Diaz, Julia Ike, Abby Farber, Jackie Grisdale, Kaylee Gross, Cameron Latanzio, Jordan Olson, Maddie Reinhardt, Manager Matt Bobby, Assistant Manager Andrea Latanzio, Coach Kim Grisdale, Coach Kevin Diaz, Coach Keith Farber, and Coach Eric Gross for bringing pride to Poland, all that you have accomplished. And a copy of this resolution shall be presented to the coaches and players of the entire softball team. Signed by our clerk, our president of council, Bill Donovan, who arranged your welcome home party, and I think maybe some of us would like to congratulate you individually.
Yeah, very much so. Could you, each one of you, how about giving your
Yeah,
name?
tell us who you are. We have no motion, okay? Mrs. Grisdale, go ahead.
You can start.
Jackie Grisdale, Abby Farber, Maddie Reinhardt, Lexi Diaz, Cameron Latanzio, Brooke Bobby, Jordan Olson, Connie Kruger, Tyler Gross.
Okay, which one's the Canfield drawing? You did a great job pitching.
Thank you.
Fabulous. Thank you so much. Proud of you all.
You were real quick to point to the camera.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Picture.
Congratulations.
Okay.
Are you graduating close to you, or are you going to be there again?
Thank you. You do again next year, right?
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
So if you can do that, you should win state softball for 4 years.
So they just wanted to swear.
Anybody else have anything to say? No?
Congratulations.
Hey,
Wonderful.
congratulations, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Awesome job.
You're welcome.
Are you? You guys free to leave whenever you want. You're welcome to stay also. It's up to you. It's just the curls. Curls and councils. 2 hours.
Congratulations.
Dave, thanks for having me. Thanks for coming.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Tim, I should leave a little early, so you're going to go and do your zoning report?
Thank you.
Certainly.
Thank you. Thank you.
We appreciate all you guys.
Thank you. Janine, Zoning report for August 15th, 2017. No new zoning permits were issued. ARB meeting, next one is currently set for Monday, August 7th, 2017, of the last ARB meeting. That was canceled to no new business. The next scheduled meeting is set for Monday, September 4th, which is the Labor Day holiday. So I have made a suggestion with the chair, who has agreed that we should move that to the following Monday, September 11th. So the next scheduled meeting of the Planning Commission is tomorrow, Wednesday, August 16th. Investigations I've been doing, high grass, of course, are 7 Morris Bacon. 214 was cut by the owner, as was 54 Hamilton. Still investigating on 3 Johnson Place with the backyard. Improper vehicle parking. 113 Diana, the drive was widened by the owner to accommodate additional vehicle parking. 333 North Main Street. 35 Hamilton, 55 Hamilton, 47 Hamilton. I still continue to receive daily complaints on parking issues with people in their front yards. As I went over many violations that were issued last meeting, and it snowballs because then those people call in, calling on their neighbors and so on and so forth. You know, it's just with the weather, the ground being hard, convenience factor, people want to, whatever reason, park in the front yard. Follow up on the exterior maintenance issue that I've talked about with 21 Massachusetts. The work is being done there.
A lot of them, just overall work stuff that was laying around has been cleaned up. And he's waiting on some special order pieces for the vinyl siding. Making some progress on the utility poles on South Main Street between the Yellow Creek Ledges and the old bank building. Utilities have been switched over. The property owner still needs to move their service, and then OE should be able to remove the pole. So hopefully that will, a long time coming, but hopefully that will be resolved, and that's all I have.
Motion to accept the report.
We're still in caucus.
Oh, sorry. I'm moving ahead too rapidly.
All right, Mr. Donovan, you want to do, I see Mrs. Stacy's here, Yellow Creek pollution follow-up?
Yeah, deferring to Bart. Bart has some things to tell us.
Hello, how are you? There was a process to be going on where we can educate all the people of Poland about the condition of the waters, and Attorney D'Apolito was going to take care of that and then became a judge. So he passed it on to Ed Kempers, and then Ed Kempers left in the middle of the school year, and he passed it on to Pat Williams at the high school. And Pat has a computer technology program, so he had a contest in his classroom. And with all the information that was given them, he wanted something put into one-page pamphlet where we could publish it, post it, and hopefully we wanted to send one copy home to each child so that the family could be aware of it. So this is the girl, her name was Olivia Morgan, and she won the contest. And I thought she did a great job. It's Ohio Environmental Protection Agency, Stormwater and You. Talks about the rainfall, pollution, what you can do, and how to become aware. So I asked Mr. Donovan if we could publish this or post this down in the Poland Municipal Forest, and he said he would be able to do that.
Well,
so I just made like a stop, read thing.
I said I would present it to council for their approval.
Yes, that's what I meant.
Surely.
So, that's what I thought. Okay, so we would like it to be published down there. Joanne Wallet has been so great as a township, the trustees. They're going to also present this. I think there's going to be one in the public library. I already have it in a frame. But we wanted to get it, to major places where people can see it all the time. And then hopefully a copy will come. Isn't it beautiful? She did a really, really nice job. And
Here's a big poster that we have similar to that project.
oh, that's
And our
nice.
signs are done too. We have 2 signs in the village, and they're in the back room. We have to put them up. And there's
Oh, I love it. Where's that going to go?
This is just I'm not sure which one's which. There's 2 of them. One's going to go to Village Hall, and one's going to go in the woods. I'm not sure which one's goes where.
Okay.
They're already made in the back room. We just have to have our street guys put them up.
I have more of them if you
Before
want
you
them.
touch this water.
Yes. I put stop rethink before you touch this water. It's just that,
That's perfect.
yeah, that's what I wanted the main thing to do. Well, that's going to be wonderful. And
Yeah.
Joanne, they're still getting theirs.
All the signs are done. They're printed. We just have to put them all in. So
Okay.
there's 5 total, starting from the high school all the way down to
Perfect.
Village Hall. And then each one's going to be different literature about where this particular spot you are. They're going to educate people and
Oh.
come back to a little bit.
That's fabulous. Is it going to be put on a wood? Or
If you want to go and see them, there's 2 back there that we are in the village. He won't hurt you. Or you can bring one out if you want.
Yeah.
They're pretty big.
I'd love to see it.
And I talked to Ryan Teacack today. I know
Okay.
he had done a report and he said you got a copy of it, but if you didn't, I have one.
No, I didn't get that. This
Okay.
is the most recent one from Ryan?
This is the only one he did, I believe, but I'll make a copy for you.
Okay, thank you.
But he said they're going to become more proactive with the septic systems throughout the watershed. He said there's about 16,000 they estimate, and they're going to have like a maintenance program because people that have septic systems have to get it cleaned out.
Oh, I love it.
It's pretty heavy. Yeah, that's basically what that is. But those are going to be on a 4x4 pole
Oh,
at 2 different spots.
beautiful.
And they're the Mill Creek Park's actually printed those, so they're very nice.
Isn't that great? Oh, I'm so excited.
And he also said from a study, he said that their estimates from after a rainfall happens, that's when all the runoff happens.
That's
So
exactly.
from 24 to 72 hours, you can't stop it. it all washes into the creek, and after that, it sort of self-regulates and cleans out. But that's crucial 2-3 day window, so there's really no way to stop it, and that's the worst time for anything to be in the system without 24, 48, 72 hours. But you can.
I know that when we did all this testing, after, when the weather was turbulent there, I mean, the counts were astronomical. They were 17, 18,000. And you're not allowed in when it's 500, so you just imagine.
Yeah, I'll make you a copy of that.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
So your suggestion is to post this at the kiosk at the...
Yeah, down in the municipal forest? Okay, I went down there, there's room in there, if we could have that in there?
We'll have our solicitor do it, just to make
Oh,
sure
sure.
we're all.
Yeah.
Are there 2 copies, one for each kiosk, one of the
Oh,
prints and
great.
one at the
Sure.
secret on?
Yes, I made lots. And then Joanne Wallet is running more copies off. Because people, and then we got to get some, to the children.
Has any arrangements been made with the school to do this?
No.
To circulate this?
No. We have to, I was just waiting to see about all of, mounted everywhere, and then we were going to send a copy to the superintendent and have him.
Okay, you're going to do that?
Yeah.
I can make these are the ones they want.
And as far as the education aspect, I know when Ken Culler is a middle school science teacher,
Yes.
he was called in too. He sort of made it part of his class to educate the kids about it, and hopefully going forward, I don't know if we'll put it in his curriculum or not, but it was brought to their attention, and they had some input on this also. So, a lot of good things came out of it.
Thank you.
Okay, is everybody good with us following through with this plan?
I'm good with this, all in favor?
Jay, questions, or just make me a copy of it.
Okay, once we get your approval,
Yeah, and Tony actually left a copy of, I'm sure it's about a 238-page study that came out about Yellow Creek, and I say I did read it. So I'm familiar with it, and I'll follow through with this.
okay, if you could let me know, and then
Absolutely.
Barb, when you come over for lilies on Saturday.
Oh, thank you very much.
When you come over to dig lilies on Saturday,
Saturday.
then I'll let you know Jay's,
Okay.
Okay,
what Jay is coming with, okay?
okay, and then we just have, let the school left. It's the only entity that we have left.
School board member, president?
Well, I'm going to speak as the forest board at this moment. This needs to come to the forest board, as according to the ordinance, we approve what goes up in the kiosk and other things. So we can't skip steps. There has to be a protocol. We happen to have a meeting Tuesday. I haven't seen that 233-page report, although when shall I read it, but I'll skim it.
You have, that's the Yellow Creek watershed.
Oh, that one.
You've seen it.
Oh, that's an old one.
Yeah.
Okay, that's from some time ago.
15.
But anyway, I just wanted to say forest board has to be,
Is there an additional copy to give, so Eleanor can have it?
Or you want me to make a copy on the printer?
Actually, you know what, let her have, I have this, I can, you're welcome.
Take that, forest board meets next Tuesday, so a week from tonight.
Thank you.
She can present that. at that
Sorry
point.
for the interruption.
No, it's fine.
Okay,
Thank you,
Barb,
everyone.
Barb, thank you for your work on this.
Thank you.
Very nice.
Okay. What else we got quickly?
Well, I have all papers here.
Mr. Donovan, you want to talk about the bridge?
No, I want Rebecca to talk about it.
Rebecca,
Rebecca,
come on up.
you're on.
Next contestant on the village council treasurer.
I had volunteered here in your area.
Tag team.
That's right, you can.
Either or, or both.
Okay. The village, needs to apply for an ODOT grant. It's enhancement monies. It will get spent in, my understanding is 19 calendar year probably.
The construction will be in July of 19.
Yes. And it is for the cleaning and painting of the cemetery bridge, which was restored in 2000 by a similar grant. That bridge is very popular locally and is used as a pedestrian bridge and does not have significant damage, but it needs to be repainted so that it continues in its current useful life. Both the deck and the structure need to be painted. The problem with painting that is that you need to protect the water underneath the bridge, and therefore it needs to have some kind of a diaper system to collect, both from cleaning the bridge, from painting the bridge, when the deck gets washed, and it needs to have a fungicide go on, it has lichen on the bridge. So it's the protective part that is the killer to the grant. And the estimated cost is $193,000. The village part of that would be 20%, and I will pursue finding the 20% match for this.
You have to guarantee it.
Not with my assets, but I will do my best.
When I say we, I mean the village.
Right.
Yeah.
And I have, because I was the chairman of ICE way back when. I mean, you get the grant, you don't always use the money. You know, you can aggregate it if you absolutely can't find the match. But it is my understanding from Randy Partika that we are guaranteed to get the grant because this enhancement money is exactly for projects like this. This bridge, which the type was the most commonly built bridge in the 1850s, 60s, and 70s in Mahoning County. It is the only surviving bridge on its original site in the United States. Okay, so it has a national following of loving it. And you have to agree that if you go over there and walk across it, it is a beautiful site and really wonderful to be on and progress into the cemetery on it. So the grant application is due on the last day of the month. And Gary Diorio is going to, because he is our engineer, is going to prepare the application. Tim Sikafus has received 3 or 4 big support letters from nationally known people around the country who love the bridge. So I want, you have to vote to do that.
I'll make what I'll do is I'll make a motion at the appropriate time to apply for the grant for the cleaning and painting of the cemetery bridge and to commit to the village portion of that not to exceed $25,000.
Well, no, it's a 20% match, so actually it could be as much as $40,000 as the 20% match.
That's
193,000 is what she's estimating.
I'll go over the cost with you, Bill,
Oh,
Okay.
so you guys can have that.
It's
It's
more.
more.
Yeah,
It's more.
Oh, yeah.
It's
38.6.
38.6. So
Yeah.
round it up to not to
Yeah,
exceed
there, Nick knows. Okay?
Thanks for your help. My math on
Mrs. Wilson, you want to talk real quick about the sound system in the copier?
We just had a couple of things that we touched upon in blooper. We'll be updating you on that committee report, but I probably should update you now because I will have to leave early because of my son's Eagle Scout Board of Review taking place here shortly. But we talked about possibly getting quotes for the copier system at the last meeting, and I understand Mr. Cernick will have the contract so we can look back to see what we're currently paying.
Yeah.
And it's coming in at close to $5,000 to replace.
Yeah, no, our lease that we are under right now doesn't expire until November of 19.
So I think he's
We'd be
starting
buying
to
out.
initiate a buyout
Right,
process.
we'd be buying out the lease. I spoke with him on the phone. He
Okay.
said the cost would be very similar to where we are now.
Yeah, this is only with one source, so we're dangerously close to that $5,000 price tag, and so I think we'll entertain some additional quotes because we have the time.
That won't hurt.
Okay.
And we want to verify the need too.
Yeah.
I want to talk to Paul, make sure that she feels that it's necessary. We want to jump if we can
Right.
live with that one for the time being.
We have a few more things I'll do really quickly in the next 60 seconds. The sound system is on order.
Okay,
So that's the update. It's pending, and I don't have a time available for installation just yet, because we were checking with the vendor to see if everything was available. We mentioned a few other things. If we could have the chairperson of streets, who's Mr. Major, relay over to the street department about the lights in the village, that will be happening on village time this year. As Tim had suggested last year, we're not going with an outside company this year.
The lights for
The lights for the lighting of the village,
Christmas.
and we're just giving you a little heads up, head start.
Yeah, because you want to get that, you want to get that up before leaf time. Yeah.
Yep.
We're going with a new company, did you say?
We're going to go
doing
with
Oh, you're
in-house.
doing this. Okay, that saves some money.
So the timing
Even
is
UK.
critical to that.
Tony,
And that was actually Tim's suggestion. After last year's fiasco, we did 90% of the work anyhow.
that's right.
Yeah.
So, and we're looking at the front step, a little concrete repair. I spoke with Russ just a minute ago. I think that's all we have at this moment. Some little things like administratively with the rental forms. We'd like to talk to Nick again about taking a deposit on hold using a personal credit card from,
We
no,
can't do that.
we can't do
The
that.
only one who accepts credit cards is Paula, but that's separate. That's for just the violations.
Okay, so we'll have to kick that
You
idea
might
out.
not have planning tomorrow, I'll let you know,
Okay,
because there's some scheduled conflicts.
yeah, let me know.
It's 7:30, please stand for pledge allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag
United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call of members.
Oops, sorry. Mr. Cassatt.
Here.
Mr. Donovan.
Here.
Mr. Major.
Here.
Mrs. Cernak.
Here.
Mrs. Wilson.
Here?
And I am here, Mrs. Yash.
All right, acceptance of the minutes from the previous council meeting.
And motion to waive the reading and approve?
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Yes.
Excuse Mark.
Make a motion to excuse Mark
Moravchik.
Morocco. I don't even know his last name. We don't talk. Yeah. No, there isn't one. Me. Make a motion to excuse Mark from tonight's meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Okay, I think, can we suspend, I'd like to suspend the orders today and let Gary do his presentation about the bridge, so we can get him out of here. Okay, so motion to suspend the orders of the day.
Second.
Can we do Tim's real quick? Present the zoning report, because he has to leave. And we'll do yours. Sorry.
Okay, motion to approve the zoning report.
One question. The house on Merritt, at the end of Edna, where the gutter was hanging off,
Yes,
you said that was an insurance claim?
yes.
Now it's just,
Still down.
it's
Yes,
still down, laying in old trees.
touch base with her again, at least it's not hanging.
Right. Well, Mother Nature took care of that.
Right. I will touch base with her again. It was supposedly an insurance claim, and she was awaiting.
Okay. I got a couple people knocking on the door.
Jason,
Thank you.
No phone.
So Bill made a motion.
Second.
Second Mark, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you, sir. I'm sorry.
okay, motion to suspend the orders of the day so we can return to caucus.
Second?
All in favor? Any opposed? Come on up, Gary. You can sit here if you want. Tim's gone. Oh,
See?
Do we have to excuse Leah?
should we?
Yeah.
Make a motion to excuse Leah Wilson
We can do that when we go back.
but she's leaving now.
Second?
Yeah, because we're in caucus.
She can go, we'll do it. We'll attend you.
We'll do.
I'll let you know in caucus. so we can-
Here's the good news.
No, yeah, everything's good. Okay, just to expand on what Rebecca said, okay? The total construction cost, my estimate is $193,000. Okay, now, the way this program works is ODOT will pay 80% of the construction cost plus the construction administration and inspection, which they always include as 10%. Okay, so you add another $18,000 on top of that. Well, here, let me step back, because it's not exactly 10%. My construction cost is $183,075. Okay, then I put a contingency amount of $99.25, which is close to 5%, which is kind of normal. So that adds up to $193. So on top of that is the construction inspection, which is $18,000. I just took 10% of the $183.75, thereabouts. So that adds up to $211. So if you figure 80% of the $211 is $168,800. 20% of that $211 would be $42,200. So it's a little bit higher than what you said. So if you say no more than, you know, 43,000, you know, in the resolution, that would be okay. I think that, do you have the draft that I gave you? For tonight? Yeah.
43,000.
43, yeah, everything there.
Yeah, there's,
Finance,
Is this one for the bridge?
this is for the bridge.
this is for the bridge, yeah.
We might have to get the star.
We're
No, I don't think I have.
Star,
I don't think I
because
have.
we didn't build this in. Or are we talking about next year? Is this year?
19.
This is in calendar year 19, July of 2019.
Okay.
Okay,
We should be
or
able to
after.
just leave
That's
it
2
at
years,
that,
that's
even
2
if
years.
they should take it out of Star.
Okay, good.
Okay, 2 years from that. I mean, you don't have to put the dollar amount in it. The resolution that I sent over just says that you'll provide the local share, whatever that will be.
But we would need to encumber the funding for the year that it's going to happen in.
We really don't need to do that now, though. right?
No, we could wait and do it in next year's budget, or maybe
Right.
the one after
No,
that.
it wouldn't even be next year's
It would be
budget.
the one after
Because that
that.
would be 18, so you have to do it.
You want to encumber the money in 2019's budget, that's the way to do it. You
So
don't,
I'll just say to commit to the village portion and
Well,
Yeah.
we should probably put a cap on it though, so we don't end up
back,
getting hit with a number.
300,000
that we
Yeah,
didn't-
what comes in unforeseen happens, and we can't hit this number. Can we get out?
you could always get out of any grant, at any point. You can always get out, withdraw your project, not an issue. Okay? The only thing that Eastgate, is we're submitting these applications to Eastgate. They want to see that council's behind it. I mean, today you're behind it, okay? You want to do it, okay? And it just says that you'll provide the local amount, and that's all they're after, is that you're in favor of the project, you want the mayor to submit the application, and you'll provide the local share. And if you want to add $43,000, it's all right, go ahead. You know, but that, like I said, it's 2 years down the road. You don't have to do any budgeting now, you have to do anything like that. Now, one more item. The way this project is also set up is any design work is paid for 100% by the community who does the application, okay? So I'm thinking that sometime in late 2018, the design work would be done, that you would contract with, hopefully us, to do that design work, send it to ODOT, they review it, they approve it, and then they provide an authorization that, okay, we have the federal money for you, you know, at this, you know, whatever estimate we come to.
Do you have any kind of an idea?
Well, I always figured like 10% at the maximum, so that's like another $18,000. That I think, you know, in calendar year 18, you know, budget $18,000 to do the design work for the bridge.
That
And then,
18's part of the 193, correct?
no,
No.
that's on top of it. That's on top, that's on top.
Okay, so the design work
It's 18.
you would need in 2018.
Right, in 2018.
And the actual 20% our share would come in 2019.
19,
Okay.
right.
What is the design work?
Well, putting together all the specifications to do all the, you know, the cleaning of the steel, the painting specifications, the amount of, I mean, we're gonna do a lot of measuring and see how much steel is actually on there. We have an estimate now from previous drawings that were done in oh, when was that? That was, yes, you're right. Yeah, 1998, actually. The work was done probably in 2000 when the bridge was originally put together. But back in 1998, they just said it was a lump sum. So we want to try and, you know, get a little bit more exact. So that's what we would be doing, Chris, is just getting the specifications together in ODOT format and sending it to them for their approval.
It's been years since I've been on there. Is it, that has a wood deck on it, right?
Wood deck.
Is that looking at the wood as well?
Yeah, we're gonna provide a treatment on the wood deck also.
And replace them if necessary?
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, you know, the bridge is in pretty good shape. I mean, I don't know what it'll be 2 years from now when we get to that point, but it's pretty good. I mean, there's some staining and things on the steel, which is part of the preparation stage. Okay, you know, and you've seen bridge paintings going on. You know, you prep it and you put like a primer and then a final coat, and that's it. But they'll have to have some kind of collection system, you know, so nothing goes into the water. I mean, that's all going to be part of the specifications.
Who picks the color?
You guys can pick the color.
Pink.
Pick anyone. If it's available, we'll...
So then, we're actually looking at the village cost being somewhere around $61,000.
All together,
The
right.
43 and the 18.
Yeah, for those 2 years, right, within those 2 years.
We'd never be able to do this on our own.
Oh, no way. Yeah, this would be,
I mean, we're talking about a big chunk of money. We would probably use all of our STAR money to
Yes.
do the whole project ourselves.
yeah, all total with the design and everything, $229,000. I mean, that's what I rounded.
For a good standard.
229. But I just wanted to make sure you guys understood how the program works and how, you know, ODOT's not going to pay for the engineering, but they'll pay for the inspection down the road. So that's how it breaks down. Okay?
Thank you.
Okay.
Let's go with our next round of streets. When's that stuff due?
That's due on the 28th. I wanted to mention that for a second. No, not yet.
Okay.
But,
Gary, did we pull Venmo in on this yours?
yes, these are the specs that are out to bid right now for 2017, which we're going to open on a week tomorrow.
Yep.
Okay, here.
Okay.
And we have Venlo as an alternate bid, depending on the cost we have. If you have your levy money, Nick, once we bid them, then I'll make a recommendation to you guys if you should include Venlo or not.
Okay.
Okay, now if it doesn't work, I'll include Venlo on the 18 application. Okay, that was the original plan.
How much are we spending this year
The village,
on street paving? How much do we have available? How much do we have budgeted?
50, one mill is 57,000, so 114.
114. I think I have it set up for like 110
Yeah,
at the most
yeah, so
for the village.
there'll be a little bit of a cushion. And what happened with Sheridan Road last year is there was some money left over,
Mhm.
so we just kind of rolled in the rest of Sheridan.
Okay,
So
Well-
we could do that with Venlo
Yeah.
and look at it that way maybe.
Right. Well, I just want it to be out there so that the public knows that we're spending upwards to $110,000 for paving in 2017.
right.
Well, if you look on the website now, down on that bottom section, I list the 5 streets that are on for sure.
Yeah.
Right.
It was, you know, advertised for bids on the 9th. There's going to be bid opening on the 23rd. Once we have numbers on the side of all that information is going to be what we're spending
Right.
from the state and from us.
Because we've
So-
got a lot of impatient residents.
Well, yeah.
It's as much as we can get this out there and let people know
Yeah.
that it is coming, and it's been a
Yeah.
while.
And all the local pavers have taken out the book to bid on. Hopefully they all bid on it. So I think the costs will be pretty competitive. So far this year, costs have been good, a lot lower than, what, you have, is that my estimate, Linda?
I have your streets that are on this year's.
The 17s?
Yes.
Okay, okay. I think
Called
I used,
Hamilton Island, Edgewater, Michigan, and now you're saying Venlo is going to, I've had many calls from Venlo.
If we have enough funds, we'll do
Right,
Yeah.
if we
Is
have enough
anybody
money.
else getting them besides me?
I got one.
yeah, Venlo's listed as an owner,
Okay.
okay? So you can decide, if you have the money, do it, if not, we'll put it on next
If we
year.
do,
Yeah.
we will.
Yeah.
If we don't, let's go next year.
that. What's next year's streets? You have those?
I do.
When's the bid open?
23rd.
23rd, Joe.
Next Wednesday,
Week tomorrow.
11 o'clock.
Okay, the, let's see, this is, okay, the ones for 18, okay, just, and going down the list from when we did the pay evaluation. Sheridan's done, we're gonna have College Hamilton Island, Michigan is part of this, and one part of Venlo, well, the village part of Venlo. Okay, now I have College Street, that's just yours, I'm getting a little confused, hold on one second.
And College Street this year is going to be from Elm to the woods.
Right, Elm to the forest, right. So we have the other part of College from 170 down to Elm, okay? I was gonna put Culver in there, and I got the traffic counts back from Eastgate, and Culver has 2,159 cars. I mean, that's a good one
Wow.
to have.
And there's not, Cover doesn't have that many homes
Just a
from the
little area.
village.
It's just cut.
Yeah,
Cut
it's just a big cut through. So
Yeah,
that traffic count is very helpful in getting you the maximum amount of points. So I would like to include Culver in there. Okay. Now I have Delaware, I have Botsford, Massachusetts. And then as we get down, we're getting out of like the worst streets, and then we're moving into, well, Botsford is the next level up. Massachusetts and Renwick, Elm and Marion. Okay, those are the ones that we had done. Now, what I was going to do is pick the worst ones and then work our way up to a $180,000 project, which then if I take 61% of that, that's 110,000.
That's good.
Local share, okay?
110 local?
Right, and then you're asking OPWC for just like 70,000, which that'll maximize your points right away, right there. So $180,000 project. So I'll start with the worst ones and make sure I have Culver in there because that's a high traffic one, because we have to prorate the traffic and then have like an average of, so they can score it. And the range is from 1,000 to 2,500 cars. So with Culver at 2,159, the streets that have less traffic will knock that down, but I don't think it'll go below 1,000. So we'll have 4 points there.
when you say that traffic count, is that within 24 hours?
Yeah, that's a one-day traffic.
Jeez.
That's a lot of cars.
Yeah.
on the street.
I mean, I was surprised when I got it. I mean, even Delaware, 951. I mean, that's a cut through too, to get over to that side of Portland.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow. That's a
But all the other ones, you know, Botsford's 483 as a cut through within the village. Massachusetts 225. Okay, that doesn't go too far, but it's still got a lot on it. Renwick 444. Elm's only 40.
You know what, Renwick, only half of it's ours.
Right.
Only half of the half, only a quarter of it is actually ours.
Yeah, I just had it from North Main Street east to the village limits.
Yeah,
That's
and only the south side of the street.
Yeah, just the one side.
Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah, pay for.
you get Pullman Township to pay for the other half if you do it, okay? But I don't know, I think that 180, I'll get to that before I get to Renwick getting up on the list. You know, but I'll stop at 180 and then you can maximize your points with that. And then I'll submit that by August 28th. That's 2 Mondays.
So you'll do that for 2018 already?
For 2018,
Oh, okay.
okay?
Gary, what do you need from us for submitting that? Do you need any type of a resolution?
No, it's just, I don't even have to have anybody sign it. It's just a preliminary application. And Tim usually comes to the meeting, which will be in September, where he presents the project and says, you know, for Poland, we're gonna do so many streets and so on. And everybody says, okay, good, next, you know, that kind of thing. So, but that's what I'm gonna concentrate on. Just take it up to 180 and then be done, okay? So this, in fact, I'm gonna leave this for you. This is for the folks for that. And that's pretty much it. There was, remember that letter you got from the EPA? Yeah. About the stormwater, the annual report?
Yeah, M4.
The M4. And I did that and I sent it to you. You needed to have your guys sign it.
Tim had to sign it.
Me or Tim Clavin?
Tim Clavin. I was going to ask if that got done and you guys sent it in to the EPA, you know? Okay. Well, if it doesn't get hit, they'll send you a letter and they'll want to fine you and that kind of thing, because you didn't get it in. But I just wanted to make sure that was on. Okay. And if the resolution for tonight, you want me to just resend it to you, Tim, or?
Yeah, go ahead and do that.
I wonder if I can find it.
Okay, so when I do this resolution, what dollar value do I put on this? 45. 45? Well, we got
It would be
to
61.
61 or 62.
For calendar year 18, it's going to be 18,000.
If you want to put that on there now, that's okay. I mean, you could wait till 18 to do that. You're on your own with that 100%. It doesn't have to be put onto this.
What we're doing tonight is giving the approval for him to go forward with the...
Correct.
Actually, it's authorizing the mayor to submit the application.
Right.
For the bridge, right?
For the bridge,
Okay.
right.
So really, we don't have to...
We don't have to list an amount.
Don't have to list an amount at all?
No.
Just authorize the application.
Authorize the mayor to submit the application. It's Transportation Alternatives Program, TAP. Okay. Transportation Alternatives Program. And you're authorizing the mayor to submit the application. Because he has to sign it. That resolution has to go with it just as a support. And that the village will provide the local share at the time the project goes into construction.
But
We have to put a number on that, right?
No, we don't have a number on this.
we don't know for tonight. This is just authorizing the application.
Okay. Oh, this is
In
just-
2018, you'll be your
Then
first
when we
copy.
set the
Yeah.
appropriations in 18, we just have to make sure that we do the 18,000.
Following year.
Following year, 43,000.
And probably in a couple of months, they'll review the applications, and if you get funded, we'll know. So then in 18, you could do the appropriate, you'll know for when you do your budget meetings for 18 to include that.
So you're still talking about the bridge, right?
The bridge, I'm talking about the bridge only.
So there's not a lot of competition for these grants?
Well, actually there is, but there are certain ones that they like the most.
Okay.
Okay, taking care of, yeah, things of this significance.
Sidewalks and streetlights
Yeah.
versus restoring a bridge.
They like those kind of projects just because it takes care of like a, old, still useful. Yeah, one of the kind in the country is always a good thing,
Just one last thing. We'll know before we spend the $18,000 in 2018 that this is a go.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
That's what I said. A couple months from now, you'll know if you're getting the money.
Okay. Yeah, good question.
Yeah, we wouldn't want to do anything
No.
in 18 if you're not going to have the funds to do the construction.
Okay.
You guys don't have that kind of money
No, we don't.
to pass around.
Hate to keep you to
It's okay.
but I just have a question. Transportation Alternatives Program, would that include money for sidewalks?
Yeah. It's a transportation alternative,
Yeah.
instead of driving, you're walking.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
And The sidewalk that the township is putting in on Dobbins Road,
Right.
is this what they're getting it through, or are they getting it?
They got it through the last, in 2016.
Safe routes to
No,
school?
no, transportation alternatives. They got that in 60. Okay.
But this
They're
one
building it
now,
up.
this one, they got a new one.
Right.
Dobbins Road.
It was
yeah.
funded in 16. Now, in 17, they're trying to get it done. Actually, the township's trying to move it up. Normally, it would be in 2018 calendar, like what I'm saying here. You know, you'll get this funding in 2019. You're applying in 17, but they're doing it in 19. They applied in 16 to actually do it in 18, but they're trying to move it up because some of those guys are running for
Because we've been
re-election.
talking about
They wanna-
sidewalk improvement
Yeah.
in the future, you guys, I mean, might want to look at this grant.
But it's pretty decent, you know, because you get 80%, but not everybody understands that, okay, the inspection is part of it. And it's the same thing in the township. I had to go there and explain this. They're paying 100% of the design, but then they're paying 20% of the construction cost and the inspection. So, that's it.
Thank you.
All right, thanks. I'll see you guys. Hope you approve of that resolution for the bridge. Are you going to do it?
Oh, you need us to make a resolution up
Yeah, just,
from council. Do we need to
I'll-
pass that?
yeah.
Make a motion when we go back?
Yeah, please pass it tonight, because we don't have time for another meeting before I have to have the application due. Okay, thanks.
Thanks. Okay, motion to resume the orders of the day?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, notifications of meetings and events to the public and news media. Bluebird.
Okay,
We
Jim.
just had a meeting this evening.
So the next meeting will be,
Tuesday, September.
yeah,
First Tuesday in September.
Third.
Third, yeah.
third.
Second,
Third Tuesday in September.
third Tuesday.
The 19th.
The 19th. Okay, finance?
Nick, do you need us to meet for anything?
I'm going to review the numbers
Okay?
a little close. We're almost at the 3/4
Yeah,
of the year, so maybe next month.
okay, let us know when you need
Yeah.
it. Did you need to meet for anything, Bill?
No, but it's a good idea to have a
Okay.
third quarter review.
Legislation?
Nothing.
Police?
Police will meet Tuesday, September 5th at 6:30.
Streets?
That should have been this evening, but it got, canceled.
So the next one would be
19th
The
also?
19th. Do we have something else scheduled on the 19th at 6
Yeah,
o'clock?
legislation,
Okay,
that's right.
okay, for some reason that's what we have at 6.
19, 6
That's
o'clock
what we
legislation.
decided.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I spoke for you guys.
No, I didn't know, I'm just looking at my calendar and I have something at 6
It's not on
o'clock.
legislation anymore. I don't know why I opened my big
Streets
mouth.
is at
6:30
6:30.
later. Is this wrong?
Yes.
Boards, ARB, Tim, before he left, said the next Monday, the first Monday will be Labor Day, so it'll be the 11th of September will be ARB meeting, 7 o'clock. Yeah. Planning is scheduled for tomorrow, but there may be a conflict of myself and possibly Rebecca, so I don't know if you can tell you if it's going to be a meeting or not yet.
When you call the meeting,
I'm thinking probably not, but whatever. We'll see what happens. It's supposed to be tomorrow at 7. Board of Zoning Appeals,
nothing.
Western Reserve Fire District.
That won't be till September 13th, 7:30.
Forest Board,
Only from tonight, the 22nd at 7:30 here.
thank you. And High Memorial.
Hine Memorial will be meeting on Thursday, September 21st at 9 a.m.
Okay. Report from Mayor. I did sort of talk with Mrs. Stacy about the Ryan Teacack from the Health Department. I talked to him and knew she was coming, so he sent me a report, which I gave to Nick. It's just a 2-page report, sort of summarize what they did and their findings with the levels of readings that they came up with in the creek. So if anyone wants that, Nick will have a copy of that. The letters from the bridge that Rebecca was referring to, I got a letter from Okemos, Michigan, which is near Lansing, one from Cleveland, one from Greencastle, Indiana, and from the Ohio Historical Bridge Association. And of course, they're all in support of this project.
Come and take those.
Yeah, so we'll get some money from each of them.
No checks.
No, there's no checks,
checks.
but they were supported. And then I think everyone got this, but the Public Service is having an open house on Friday, August 25th from 9 to 2, and they'll have lunch in the landfill. So I don't know where they're getting their lunch from. They come from the landfill.
Wait, aren't they the people who've been promising
Yeah.
money every year
Yes.
for
We're getting a lunch.
They're
lunch?
paying
We
for our
haven't
lunch.
seen a cent of it?
Yeah, 5,000 a year.
A
for
free
the last
lunch?
Free lunch.
Yeah,
Free
years
your
ago.
lunch.
3 years.
There's no such thing as a free lunch.
There it is.
So Friday, August 5th, 9 to 2, and you can tour the facilities. If
Is that
anyone's-
the one out on 224?
Yeah, way out there.
Oh,
If anyone's interested. And that's all I have.
Make a
Motion.
motion to accept the mayor's report.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Report from fiscal officer.
Okay, I'm going to circulate around the list of bills to be paid. So, this one.
Okay.
And also the accounts at Farmers and Star have been reconciled. Sending that for your signature also. The monthly numbers are in front of you. Everything is looking okay so far. Like I said, I'll be reviewing them at the end of August, and we'll probably schedule a finance meeting then. I know that the police department hospitalization will probably have to be looked at because we hired the 2 new full-timers. So we may have to make some adjustments there, but I'll have that information for you then. We received our real estate tax second half advance number 2 in the amount of $25,000 and advance number 3 in the amount of $65,000. So those are starting to roll in. The final settlement will probably be in October-ish. So we'll get a few more of these now. The website, I sent out an email to everyone letting you know that the website is up. We're moving along with it. I've added a few things since the last time you saw it. So as we go, there'll be more stuff added, and if you see anything you want added or you want removed or you want to discuss, we're all here to make it whatever we want it. I was thinking of possibly putting a thing on it, a counter on it, so we can see exactly how much activity we're getting. So that's in the works. And for those out there, the website is www.polandvillage.org. So if you see me afterwards, if you want that information, I'll give you that. And that's it, end of report.
Okay, make a motion to accept the fiscal officer's report.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Did you take those pictures that are on there?
I
you
did.
do that photography?
Nice.
I did do that. Oh, hey, can I go back for a second? Do we want a page for photos? Like if there's events?
That's a nice idea.
Yeah.
We could do that.
Yeah,
That was their idea, actually.
that's good.
Yeah.
Doug's idea, so. And obviously, the photos will go through us. No one will just be able to watch the photos. So, okay.
Okay, zoning administrator was given before, so that's part of the meeting report from solicitor.
We need to accept, is that a
Yeah,
report you
did.
did?
Yeah, we
Okay.
Did we?
Yeah, right before we left, we did.
Okay.
We were in and out.
Oh, motion to
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Excuse her now.
excuse
Leo.
council person.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
We continue to monitor 12 Poland Manor. By all accounts, there's been some progress.
They were mulching today.
Yeah, so again, we will keep an eye on it and hopefully work towards an acceptable appearance. At this point, with regard
to any proposed ordinances or anything of the like. I'm going to turn my attention towards administrative penalties and possibly group home ordinance as we discussed at the last meeting. So at some point, I will be getting drafts to the committee and to individual members of council to take a look at. And finally, based on the presentation and the information before us, I would recommend the council adopt the proposed ordinance regarding medical marijuana prohibition that is on tonight's agenda.
Thank you for all the work you did on that.
Motion to approve the solicitor's report.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Report from Chief of Police and Street Commissioner.
Both departments have been in progress.
So Russ, tonight I'll make a motion for the hiring of Raymond Zaboski, as part-time.
Second?
Is that to,
No, I'll do that during,
Motions or?
yeah, I'll do that during motions.
You weren't just making a motion?
No, I just asked Russ that. He wants me to do that tonight.
Russ, your item 2, it says you're working on a light application.
Right. So I'm going to make a motion to recommend the hiring.
It says item 2, you're working at a traffic signal at that location. What location?
She didn't put the location in.
No, it just says at that location.
170 North Lima Road.
Okay, thanks.
I've had main light out twice. We thought we've had it fixed twice and keeps going back the way it was. I talked to him again today, and we have something else we're going to try.
But it's tire changing and balancing machine. Police needs to look at that?
They should, yes.
Who has to look at it?
Police, it would have to come through police. It will go, it'll be paid out of the law enforcement drug fund. So there's no problem, no cost to taxpayers. When would you like to purchase this?
It's up to you.
Okay. I have no
You
problem.
really don't have to come to council on that, right? It's only $2,800.
Right, no.
I want to keep, the more tires I buy at once, the better price I can get. I want to buy tires for all the cars at once, keep them in stock, change them ourselves. We can recycle the tires, the ones we take off, and it's just easier than, I need a set of tires. I do the PO, Nick does it in a timely manner, then I'm waiting on somebody else. Then it never fails, and Nick will tell you this, they'll give a price of $440. Then they come back and say, oh, we forgot to include $50 per tire mounting and balancing, and well, what am I paying $50 per tire when I buy them ourselves? We keep them in stock, and I mean that thing will still be here and we'll still be using it when we're all gone.
Right.
So I'm trying to look long term.
Yeah.
Motion to approve the police and streets report.
Second?
all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Report from engineer.
Well, just been carried, so it's another time. Motion to accept the engineer's report.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Report from outstanding committees of council, finance, wage, audit, and insurance.
Finance really doesn't have anything going on right now. Nick, do you need to meet for any reason?
No, not yet. We'll get through August numbers, and then we'll have a meeting.
Legislation and Policy Committee.
We are going to be meeting in September.
Police Committee.
Police will meet in September. Russ has given his report.
Street, Sidewalks, and Drainage Committee. Blooper, Leah gave her report before she left for Blooper.
Yeah, that's one other thing that she forgot to bring up. She got a note from somebody from American Power and Gas. They want to talk to us about the gas rates. I really don't know what's going on with this, but you've kind of been handling.
You know, we have the government aggregation plan with independent energy consultants out of Hudson.
Right. Would this be of any value to talk to these people?
What do you think, Jay? I mean, we're in a contract for it.
Yeah, you're under contract.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
and every individual person can do whatever they want if they want to.
Right, anyone can opt out of the aggregation, but the village itself is under contract.
Right.
Okay. Motion to accept Blooper report.
Second?
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Reports from boards, planning commission. We had a meeting last month and Rebecca was there, and we've been pretty much tired, just trying to tie up all our historical preservation language. I think we're ready to submit it back to Nathan Bevel from Columbus, who's the Ohio Historical Board. He came here one time in the early parts of it and sort of reviewed it and gave us recommendations and things like that. So we're at that stage right now. So next meeting we have, we'll finalize our things and get him the legislation, and maybe he'll come back again. And after that, we'll have to have another public hearing and re-present it again. And I think that's all we really talked about.
Tim gave me this thing before he left. This is a temporary sign permit. I think I'd like the planning commission to look at this, because this doesn't comply with regulations that I'm aware of, because this is a private business who wants to put up a sign that I believe on the front, on the fence, and we don't accept it generally, commercial businesses to do that. So I'm going to pass it back to you. If you could take it to planning and let Tim know that I dodged this one.
Did that come out of ARB?
Well, I'm not sure about the regulations, so planning knows the zoning regulations just about as well. Of course, ARB could look at it as well.
Fall
Their signs, yeah, they do signs, but when are you going to meet next?
September 11th.
What's it?
He said that for
Full
9/11.
registration for a stage door, which is like a dance studio maybe?
Yeah. They usually put a banner up in their plaza.
Oh, if that's what they're asking for, I didn't get that impression when Tim left. He kind of handed it to
No,
me.
but they usually do have a banner.
Yeah, this isn't really a sign, it's more of a, sort of like, you know, baseball registration, soccer registration.
Oh, okay.
Even though that's for a community, this is for an
If it's
business. But
If it's commercial and they're going to put it on their property, it's temporary permit, and that's definitely allowed.
But do they want to put it on our fence?
I don't think it says banner on wood, 6x4, wood frame.
It probably is at their business.
Yeah, their business.
It's been there before.
Okay.
Yeah.
You'll see Tim tomorrow.
I will. It's on
Okay.
the meeting.
Tell him we talked about that. You're okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yep. So that was planning commission report.
Motion to approve the planning report.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Board of Zoning Appeals.
Nothing.
Architectural Review Board. You want to mail it in?
The last meeting was canceled, so I don't know if there's anything else going on.
Okay. Forest Board.
I don't know if any of you members of the council and others, good evening, Eleanor Zediker, Forest Board, but I don't know if you have availed yourself of viewing the construction at both the College Street and the Indian Trail entrances for the new signage, but it's looking good. If you haven't, you need to look. And also today, as I try to do this at least once a week to get to the pavilion. And today, I was down there to look at the progress for the chimney and the cookery or the fireplace. And it's, the foundation is beautifully ready. The materials have been delivered, but then I have a little sad news. When I arrived today, Mayhew's fellows were there. They had just called the police department because they had, I think it's called a demolition. It's related to a oh dear, all of a sudden I'm a total blank. You know, that dig up concrete. I mean, they've been using one in my house. So it's
Excavator and
jackhammer. Thank you, Rebecca. It's related to that family of tools valued at $1,500, but someone had stolen it, and they had left the site for less than half an hour. There were no cars parked there. There were a couple of cars in the parking lot. It was really heavy if someone decided to carry it away. But I waited with them for a little over 45 minutes, and when I left, no one had shown up yet from the department. And I had come out and circled around to try to find if there was someone that we could, they called and talked to a dispatcher. But they do have to prepare a police report, and I'm very sad that happened in our village, that this was taken. But that's the sad news. But that is going to be a magnificent fireplace, and it will use two types. It'll use wood and then another kind of fuel. I can't remember what it is, but it's very beautifully designed. So we do have our meeting Tuesday, as mentioned before. Mark has been out of town for several days. He will be back at the end of this week, Mark Thompson. He and Charles Rumberg picked out the materials to be used at both the sign area as well as the pavilion, and they are beautifully chosen, I'll say. Also, we've been very fortunate that the steel was donated for the armature that will hold the signage. The signs that have been designed are ready to go to the sign maker, and they are very beautiful also, portraying the forest and identifying it by name. So things are rolling, and we hope that you'll be very pleased with the results. Do you have any questions?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
First of all, wonderful. You guys are doing a great job. It's beautiful.
Thank you
but
from all of us.
I do have to ask you about that warning sign that we had talked about. We had set a target period of 90 days. I think that's expired, of getting that up. So I urge that the Forest Board take that up and complete that project. And also the hazardous tree plan to remove the hazardous trees in certain areas needs to be completed. So if we could ask the Forest Board to do that as well.
Right, and that is both James Bramer and Mark Thompson. It's a matter of getting their schedules merged. So I will remind them. I know that they're thinking of this because I've had phone calls from them, and they've tried to mesh the schedule. Also, as we have that signage that you've requested, we're getting lots of signs, which we intend to more or less consolidate in the kiosk when it's repositioned in that area. There will be more of a menu of things that the forest visitor needs to know. So that's in our plan for the project itself. I'll have answers for you. And I also owe you a budget. And I did speak with both Nick, Mr. and Mrs. Sternick after last meeting that I attended, and they gave me very precise and helpful guidelines of the line items that have to be answered. Also, I'm very pleased that you have placed the levy on the ballot, and thank you for that, because I believe that it can be put to very constructive use. And also, we've had a number of complaints about things in the forest. Some of them have been resolved, like the 45-degree tree leaning up near the graffiti bridge. Thank you. That has been resolved. So those complaints continue to come in. About the water issue that Mrs. Stacy addressed tonight, as has been addressed before, we will put the signage on that she has had produced in the high school. All of that information has been verified, right? Okay, because we don't want to put up something that's something.
I think Stephanie sort of worked with them.
Okay.
Where is it?
This,
I think so. You keep talking.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
I was politely pausing. But, you know, we just don't want to display anything. Thank you for the verification that that is indeed in order. There is a lot going on. And we'll try to run as fast as we can. But I do hope that a police report is eventually prepared. What I'm not legal, I don't know what you know. Thank you. So I don't know the process, fortunately, but
Looks good to me.
that's a result. Okay,
Okay, one last thing.
yes, sir.
I know how busy the board is.
Everybody
But
is.
yes, we really got at it, but I do encourage the Forest Board to possibly look at a plan to address the public, talk to the public, communicate with the public about the benefits of this limit. Some campaigning needs to be done, and I would think that the Forest Board might want to be one of the primary points for that to be campaigned.
I think we have a responsibility, as do all of us, but I believe, I agree, a primary responsibility, and I think we have an executive white paper that really encapsulates what we all agree are the salient points to make. I think that would be very helpful. Then you need your elevator talk. You have what, how many minutes in an elevator? Haven't you ever done elevator talks? I mean, they're like 1 or 2 minutes. But then you have something like that. So your input will be important. Factual information about the levy. So
November will be here before we know it, so.
We can give you all the numbers.
okay.
What I can't give you is how you sell it as far as the forest itself. Because there are people who say, you know, I don't care what happens down there. I don't pay more taxes. I don't go down there. Those are the ones I don't know how you sway them.
And sometimes there are people you just will not change. And also, it's remarkable to me as I looked at poll results, how many people actually don't vote in some elections. So that can be disappointing. It's a responsibility, but not everyone feels it every time. So I encourage you to come to our board meeting next Tuesday, any and all of you, because we can use your input then. We only meet once a month. It would be helpful to us if you came and said, hey, remember this bullet point, da-da-da-da-da. It would be helpful. So I invite you, encourage, and expect you. Thank you. How's that? Thank you very much.
Motion to approve the Forest Board report?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? High Memorial Board.
Nothing to report. I know they were going to give us minutes to you, did they?
they have not.
Nothing to report. Minutes.
Lesser Reserve Joint Fire District.
Nothing.
Reports from special committees. Communications from residents. Mrs. Gillette?
I just want to thank you for the new website. It is very helpful, it's good looking, there are nice pictures, and by golly, I found the minutes and the agendas and everything else, so thank you very much.
He's the man.
Nick?
He's the man.
I was the guy.
Anyone else? Mrs. Zediker?
Yes, since you talked about streets before my full-sized automobile disappears in potholes in the manor at some point, it may not be important to you. We are a pass-through, by the way. The manor is. I don't know what the stats came up. I can't speak to that. But I'm hoping that we will be favorably considered in the near future, one of the years that you mentioned, because it is terrible. It's getting more difficult to avoid some of them. Now, most of my route is the entrance from North Lima Road, turning to the left, proceeding down toward Indian Trail. So that would be my most frequently followed path. But I do circle the manor from time to time just to see how things are going. So I hope you'll consider it, please.
Anyone else? Okay, any new business? Any old business? Motions, ordinances, and resolutions. Want to go first, Chris?
I will do mine first, and this is out of our police committee. I'd like to make a motion to recommend the hiring of Raymond Zaboski as a part-time police officer.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay.
Okay, I need to do this honorary resolution, so we vote on it correctly.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Okay, presenting a resolution to establish, to honor the 2017 Poland U14 Junior League Softball World Champions.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes.
Okay. Then, a resolution to authorize the mayor to go a contract and apply for Transportation Alternatives Program for a grant for the cleaning and painting of the Riverside Cemetery Bridge.
That'd be a motion.
Should be a motion?
Yeah.
Motion? Corrected.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? It says paving instead of painting on the
Yeah.
agenda.
Okay, and a motion to present it as an emergency, an ordinance regarding medical marijuana.
So we're going to waive the 3 readings. all right?
Waive the 3 readings.
Second.
Roll call?
Mr. Cassett.
Yes.
Mr. Donovan.
Yes.
Mr. Mazer.
This is against it.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Against it, okay, I'm against it.
Okay. Mrs. Sarnak.
Yes.
Mrs. Wilson is absent, and Mrs. Jackson is also.
Okay, an ordinance establishing a prohibition of the issuance and processing of any permits or certificates of occupancy, allowing the cultivation, processing, or retail dispensing of marijuana for medical purposes within the Village of Poland and declaring an emergency.
Second.
Roll call?
Mr. Cassett.
Yes.
Mr. Donovan.
Yes.
Mr. Mazer.
Yes.
Mrs. Sarnak.
Yes.
Mrs. Wilson is absent, and yes for me.
Okay, other motions, ordinances, or resolutions? Second and third readings. Presentation of the bills.
Make a motion that the bills be paid.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Questions from the news media?
I guess, would anyone want to explain why the marijuana does? Why you voted that way? I'm just curious.
Why we voted on the marijuana issue, the way we did?
Yeah.
Well, I can tell you the reason I did. I think that people should have the right to make this decision for themselves. I'm actually in favor of the ordinance, but I believe that people should be able to use this if they're sick, if they have sick children who need it. I got to see a lot of that when I worked in the hospital. And as I said, both of my parents died from diseases that are on this list. Maybe they would still be here if it had been, available for them to use. But I think that it's a good thing that we put this in place because we're a very small town and we need to protect the town from, I think that there's going to be other things that happen because of this. There's going to be maybe break-ins for people to try to steal some of these things. I mean, we just really don't know how this whole thing is going to transition all across the state and the country, who knows. But I think, putting it in place keeps it out of our small town, at least, and gives us a little more protection.
Anything else? Okay, remarks by council. Mr. Mazer.
I'm glad we handled that marijuana thing. We want none of that in the village.
Glad you're back. Mr. Donovan.
Again, congratulations to the girls. One of the great things for half of our village for some time. And that's it.
Mrs. Cernick. Mr. Cassett?
Congrats, girls. Jay, thanks for that presentation. Nick, thanks for the website, looks great. Only 132 days till Christmas.
Wow. Awesome. Mrs. Yash?
Yes, thank you. The website looks wonderful.
Thank you. Yeah, it does.
Congratulations to the Poland girls baseball. And that'll be it. And see you after Labor Day.
Yeah, September 5th.
And I will be absent from that meeting. Just to say I will be out of town. Okay. Make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Second?
8:29.
8:29. Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Means adjourned?
Not really. When you think
Not
about it.
really, comparatively.
Really, it's up to 7:30.
Hey, when you get back, how about stopping over, see the dog so we can go over?
Yeah, I'll